And kiss your hands. This is the way of the Indian Jews meeting.
It's a Christian community in Kerala that
they call me here Professor Best since it's an academic recognition out here, and basically it is a doctor in America. This has got the European connotation to call everybody professor out here, and but that's fine if you call me Dr. Best. And I come from the town of Ahmedabad. I came to Israel in 1979. I immigrated to Israel with my wife. We were married just one year, and we came to Haifa. Immigrated and came to Haifa, and I started to work in the Department of Cardiothoracic Surgery. And after doing cardiothoracic surgery, my second residency, I was a general surgeon from India. I came out here, and after completing my residency out here and passing all the exams, I did a year and a half of my regular army service, and then I went for 1 year to the Mayo Clinic. And after that, I decided before I went to the Mayo Clinic that I want to do just thoracic, no cardiac, because there were plenty of cardiac surgeons in this world, and nobody wanted to do thoracic. So I did continue to do thoracic, and I trained at the Mayo Clinic in general thoracic surgery. And I came back in 1988, and within a few months I took charge as the head of the department out here. I went ahead of all the other people out. The Ben Israel community is situated in Kamasa Gate. You see, most of the Jewish communities in Ahmedabad were in Ahmedabad, in India, were in the center of the Muslim communities.
in Bombay it's the same, isn't it?
That's the protection.
The buffer.
That's right. And what happened was, it was Kamasa. Kamasa is 5. The 5th gate around and the place is Jamalpur. This is Jamalpur is totally an Arabic or Muslim name. Anyway, and my father the grandfather used to work as a railway guard in Abu Rao. So he sent his son to his cousin to study in Ahmedabad, and he was admitted to a school out there. And they asked him, "What is your name, lady?" So he said, "Eliezer." He says, "What's your father's name?" He says, "Moses." "What's your family name?" He said, "Moses." The teacher said, "No, it cannot be. You have to have a family name. Either you have to be a Patel, or you have to be a Shah, or you have to be something, but you can't have the same father's name." And
days together.
Dr. Bess, can you tell us a little bit about your father? He was a very prominent physician in India.
My dad did his schooling in Ahmedabad and did his medical school at JJ Medical College in Bombay. JJ Medical Grant Medical College and JJ Hospitals, and then he came back to India and he became the professor of physiology at a very young age. 47, 48 was a very turbulent time in India. Everybody jumped up in their profession 3 or 4 steps ahead because the British went away. And he became dean and superintendent, dean of the college and the medical school hospital, and it was a 164-acre campus, and he was the director in charge. He drove around in a car that he had bought second-hand, 1957 model, and he drove it till he came to Israel. I tell you, it would not go more than 10 or 15 kilometers per very slow. It would go very slow, but it would take you there. 650 cc. It was a standard car before the Standard Herald. But he was a very humble man. Somebody asked me that you go to do shopping, and they were very surprised to see that I go to do shopping. I said, one day I was accompanying my father in a pansari. Pansari is the wholesale market in India where you have to buy at least 5 shares in those days. I asked my dad, why are you going to this pansari market out here? You should go to a nice shop where they are selling fruit next to our house. or send the servant to buy or something. Why are you walking out? He told me, Lael, remember one thing. One day when I was a young boy, I came to this place and I did not even have shoes on my feet. And at that time, even thinking of that, I have tears in my eyes. Never forget, never, always be humble.
Grandchildren?
Basically, we are Indians. We are very important to understand that we are basically Indians like every other Indian community with the Indian values. But we are Jewish. We have got our roots as Jewish. We have got our own procedures and own customs and own methods. For example, I told you about, if I tell you that my marriage was arranged in such a way, every other wedding is arranged in such a way in India, it's the same way. And there is a mehndi and there is a wedding on one day and the barat. These are three things, and you don't go around with your wife before wedding. Only after wedding you can go. These are all customs of India. These are all customs of India, and even in the wedding, that it is they have got the coconut and the rice. These are all Indian customs from the west coast, Konkan and Kerala, and so that's how basically we are Indians. Never forget that. And secondly is that we are Jews, and we have our values all over the world, so we maintain that. So I maintain myself just like I am an Israeli coming from India. I never forget that. In fact, I am in constant touch with our Prime Minister. I hear every talk that he gives. Every talk that he gives, I hear Subramanian Swami, I hear Tharoor, I hear Scindia. You see, I listen to all of them because I want to know even the opposition. Not that, because sometimes I was worried about that Narendra Modi has got no opposition. You have to hear opposition, because otherwise if you don't have opposition, you will make mistakes.